I'm one of the Navy's newest chaplains. I graduated chaplaincy school in November of this past year. What's required of a chaplain to serve on a ship? The chaplain has to be physically fit enough to handle it. They have to be in good health. Just going up and down ladder wells all day, if a person's not physically fit, it wears them out. They need to be able to roll with the punches. Parish ministry, there's a lot that happens that you do not plan, but compared to a typical day in the Navy, it seems like every parish day was perfectly planned. Just being able to say, I thought I was doing this, now I need to do this other thing over here. I got this phone call, need to go over there. So there has to be the ability to be spontaneous. I found in the Navy, and it's been refreshing, is someone knocking the door and chaps kind of talk, and we sit down and they talk. And that's a beautiful thing, that a person's willing to open their heart, their inner life so readily. Very often, the first time you've met them.
Then to become serious. All right, I'm heading over to that training. Okay.
The space that we use for the Catholic sacraments here on the ship, when we look at the size of spaces on the ship, it's, I think, one of the more sizable spaces. But it's also a dual function space.
Whoever has seen me has
half of it's a library, the other half is a chapel.
the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The Lord be with you.
Most of the ministry that I perform happens elsewhere. What we talk about is that the chaplain should be deck plating, which means that we go around the ship and we ask how people are doing, because it builds that level of familiarity. The chaplain can't be someone that you only see when they need a retirement prayer or they need a prayer for a promotion ceremony. But the chaplain has to be someone that most of the sailors see day in, day out. And that building familiarity is what I think allows a sailor to be comfortable to come to the chaplain. But to build that basic familiarity is that first step of being able to minister well. So most of my ministry does not happen here in the chapel. I do celebrate Mass each day that I'm on board. I come back on Sundays to celebrate Mass, but the vast majority of my day is spent walking around the ship. I'll be walking through the mess deck, or I'll be walking through the hangar bay, and the chief will pull me aside and say, I want you to find so-and-so. I think they need to talk. Now, I'll never say, Chief so-and-so said I need to talk with you, because that just shuts down the conversation. But all of a sudden you start talking with that sailor and they say, Chaps, I think I really needed you to stop by. What I think a lot of the men and women in the ship are looking for is that they can simply confide in someone. Chaplains are the only people in the armed services that can give the guarantee of a confidential conversation. There's counselors, there's medical personnel that are on board, and their conversations do have a level of privacy and confidence to them, but that can only go so far in their roles. The chaplain can give and must provide that absolute confidentiality. So I think most of all what the young men and women are looking for is just that trusting ear.